Okay, I'm going to show you guys how I rehabbed my shoulder, well my pec after I tore it, and exactly what I did. This was over the course of many months and weeks that it took me to get to where I am now, almost 2.5 years later from tearing it. So the first thing I did whenever I was out of the sling was I'd actually just take my arm to the side and I would just move it about 5, 6, 7 reps like this, 10 reps until I felt discomfort. And I'd come this way in the front, same thing. And then whenever I get done doing that, I would go in circles. I'd wait about an hour, maybe 2, and I'd do it again. An hour or 2, do it again. I would move it as much as I could to try to get as much blood flow into the area as I could without causing any stress. And then every day I would see where my limit was and I'd push it to that limit. Same thing, same thing, same thing. Until I got to the point where I could come all the way up, all the way to the front, and then I could hold my arm and do arm circles out here. And then I would do 10 to 15 forward, 10 to 15 back, 10 to 15 side, 10 to 15 front. And then from there, I'd start clapping. I clap low because I can move in a clapping motion. And then I will slowly move my arms up. And again, this is over the course of days and weeks. And I would do this till I found an uncomfortable spot. And then I would back off to where it wasn't uncomfortable and do that until I felt blood or soreness or tightness or whatever. It's hard to explain the feeling. And the next day, I would start again with these, or the next hour, and then these, and the arm circles, trying to push it higher and higher to the point where I'm going all the way overhead for 15 to 20, all the way overhead, 15 to 20, and then I'm doing full range circles, forwards and backwards, and then I'm clapping from here all the way to overhead with full extension, and then back. And it took me weeks to build to that. That wasn't like one day. And I would do this every hour to 2 hours. Not once a day, not twice a day, not 3 times a day. Every 1 to 2 hours, I would do this. Whatever my limit was. My limitation was here, or here, or here. Whatever my limitation, if I could only clap to here or to here. And I wouldn't go past that for that day. The next day, I would try to go a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further until I got full range of motion back. Then what I started doing was I would take a 5-pound dumbbell, whatever other size dumbbell, and I'd grab that, and I'd static load the pec while I pressed on the other side. The reason why I did that was because there's studies that show that if you work out half the body, the other half will have about a 60% stimulus to that side. So if this arm's in a cast and you still work this arm out, this arm will still get a 60% stimulus because your central nervous system. I don't know how or why, but all the studies show that if you have an injury on one side and you continue to train the other side, the other half would still continue to somewhat keep up. So I would hold it static and I'd press with the other side, so that way the pec and the fibers and the muscles and the tissue would be under load. And I'd slowly work on going from a 5 to a 7 to a 10 to a 12 pound to a 15 pound, all the way up. And then I'd start doing a partial range of motion till it got to the point where I could do a full range of motion on the pec. Very, very lightweight. No weight resistance at all, to a static load, to very light, short range of motion, increasing the range of motion over time. The way that you rehab is you find a pain-free plane of motion that doesn't cause any irritation to the area, but increases blood flow to the area. Blood is what heals the area. Blood is what's going to help your body heal. But if you cause pain, it causes inflammation, which causes swelling, which restricts the blood flow, which causes the healing to take longer. Not moving it reduces blood flow, which decreases the rate it can recover. Taking anti-inflammatories and painkillers reduces the blood flow, which reduces the amount of time it takes to recover, or increases the time it takes to recover. So by not taking anti-inflammatories and reducing anything that causes bad inflammation and getting blood in there as frequently as you can without load and working on range of motion is the quickest way to recovery. And then from there, you start finding ways to load it with static holds, and then you start loading it under a range of motion, working on a full range of motion under load with light weight. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares how much you dumbbell press, nobody cares how much you shoulder press, nobody cares how much you side lateral raise. But it matters to you if you can move pain-free. And then by doing that, you get your recovery speeding up a lot quicker. So that's how I rehab that. Now, I got an imbalance from this. So I got all jacked up on one side and the other because this side got weak, this side got strong. So it messed me up. So I started getting pain in this shoulder because these muscles were weak and they were relaxed, and these muscles were overworked and overdeveloped. So I got an imbalance. So I actually started getting bad pain in this shoulder doing dumbbell presses or shoulder press or bench press. Anything I did with this side, it would hurt side. I couldn't side lateral. I couldn't do anything with this side because it hurt. So what I did was, I have these bars down here. This is a 3-inch diameter by 2 foot. It's 50 pounds. This is a 4-inch. This one's 100 pounds. You could go to a steel yard and you could buy these. They're called round stock. And you could tell them the diameter and how long you want them cut. There's some people that sell these already made and they mark them all up. So I would take this and I would lay on it under here like a foam roller, or I'd lay on my side and someone would set it on top of me and they would roll it out, because that's constant pressure. When someone uses their thumbs and massages you, it's not consistent pressure. If you lay down and someone lays that on you right here and you just breathe through it, eventually it's going to relax the muscle. When you put tension on a muscle, if it hurts, there's something wrong. You shouldn't press a muscle and it's like, oh, that hurts. Because it doesn't hurt if you push other areas. But if you find an area and you push on it and there's pain from pressure, there's something wrong. A muscle under pressure shouldn't hurt. So when you take something like that and you lay it on an area, and it's going to hurt really bad because the muscle is knotted up. And then when you lay it on there, it flattens the muscle back out, which it's not used to being, and it hurts. You breathe through it and relax. 2 to 3 minutes, it's going to stop hurting and the muscle's going to relax in a lengthened position. Then you roll it off of it, let the blood come back in there, because all the blood's going to be crushed out of that area. The blood's going to rush in there and it's going to lubricate it, and then you do it again. You do it a couple times in the session, and that's going to cause that tissue to relax and release, and the fascia tissue to kind of get a little bit more loose and lubricated. So if you have a forearm issue with tendonitis or forearm pain or any issue in your forearm, you can lay that bar and roll it until you find a spot that hurts. Let it sit and rest. And then you roll it a little bit further. Let it sit and rest till the pain stops. Roll it till the pain stops. Roll it till the pain stops. Roll it till the pain stops. You can do that everywhere, and that's constant tension. So much better than a foam roller or a deep tissue massage because it's a constant pressure. Now, that's how you work out your forearms and everything else. And if you have tissue that needs to be broken up or loose, you can lay on it or someone lay it on there. That's very important to have. Another tool you can get is a massage gun. And then that massage gun, if you're having issue with your shoulder, a lot of times it's in here. You're stuck in your scapula and you can't get your arm back or up because it hurts. So if you lay on your side like this and someone takes that massage gun and runs it in here, chances are you're going to find something that's going to light you up and it's going to hurt really freaking bad. Hold that massage gun on there until it stops hurting. It could be 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. Just stay on that area until it finally releases and relaxes. Now I'm going to show you some mobility things that you can do if you have shoulder pain and upper body pain you can't get into positions. This is the first thing you need to try to do. Come over here. Find a wall that's flat. Get all the way against it. Get your lower back against it. Come to the side so you can see. You want to get your lower back touching. You want to get your upper back touching. And you want to get your head on the wall. And then you want to put your elbows here without taking your head, without taking your butt, or taking your shoulders off the wall. See if you can rotate up like this. See if you can rotate down. If you can't do this, you have impingement and you have an imbalance. Then from here, try to put your head, your arms straight overhead without coming off the wall, and then back down. And then back up, and then back down. without nothing leaving the wall. If you can't do that, you have imbalances in very weak muscles and areas. So with your arms against the wall, your neck, your back, and your hips against the wall, perform very slow up, very slow down, and try to do about 10 reps of that. And if you're not burning and shaking and breathing heavy, and you're doing it smoothly and easy, okay, you have good balances, impingement's probably not there, and then you don't have really any issues with the rotators or the scapulas or anything else like that. But if you can't, this is somewhere you need to start. Do these for about 10 reps, and then do these for about 10 to 15 reps. Do that 3 times a day, every single day, until you can perform 3 sets of 15 and 3 sets of 15 without any pain or burning or muscle fatigue. Then eventually, this is going to just start feeling like nothing to you. And if you can keep your head, your shoulders, and your hips on the wall and do that with about 15 reps each way, you're going to fix a lot of posterior problems. Because a lot of people are like this, and they're not retracted back. Those muscles get weak, they get out of alignment, your vertebrae get tight, your spine gets tight. You get a lot of issues with your shoulders and your scapulas getting sticky and gritty and everything. So this is a mobility drill that I did to find the imbalance in my back, which is causing my shoulder to hurt. And then by getting stronger at these, allowed me to start doing side laterals pain-free with 5-pound dumbbells. And I took it through a full range of motion with 5-pound dumbbells, doing 4 sets of 20 for about 5-6 weeks before I even started adding more weight to my side laterals. Now I'll work up to 20-25 pounds in the side laterals pain-free. Some nights I do that heavy, sometimes I don't. Shoulder press, dumbbell press, shoulder flex, none of it hurts me no more. But I addressed the problem by massaging out all in here, in this area in here, the back of the scapula, and then doing mobility drills, lightweight, pain-free range of motion. It took about 4 months total to fix all of my imbalances and issues. Now I don't have any. Now I'm going to show you another thing. Come over here. This is another tool that I use. Now you get this on Amazon for about 12 bucks. And it looks grungy because I used it for a while. It comes with a deal you can hang on your door frame with a water bag if you don't have access to a cable system like I do, or you can put sand in the bag, or you can hang weights on it. But it comes with a pulley system. So you just basically put your head in here, you strap it in, and then you sit down. I can adjust the weight where I need it. You would have to adjust the sand or how many plates you have in there or whatever. And then what you do is when you sit down, you sit there still and steady, and it pulls your vertebrae in your neck. And if they're tight or moved around, it'll pop your back and your neck, and you'll feel it all the way down to your tailbone and releasing and pulling. And there's a lot of times that I had neck pain where I couldn't turn my head one way, but I could turn it the other. I would go to the chiropractor, get deep tissue massage, do the bars, do the rolling, do all that, and nothing would alleviate it and give me my movement, my neck back. Do this twice a day for about 2 minutes at a time, and after 2 days, my neck was 100% pain-free again. Sometimes I'll get pain in my elbows, I'll do this, my pain goes away. Pain in my hands, my shoulders, my back, I'll do this, and a lot of my issues will go away just by doing this twice a day. I don't do this every day. It's just when I start feeling something, it's like, oh, something's not right, something's tight, something's kind of not how it should be. Twice a day for however many days for the pain to subside, that once the issue goes away, I stop doing this. Deep tissue, same thing. I deep tissue when I need to, not every day. Maybe twice a month for maintenance. If I roll and there's no pain, I don't linger. If I put it on there and there's severe pain, I'll continue to do this about once every 3 days until I can roll the bars with 0 pain. Same thing for my quads, my hamstrings, my calves, my lats. If I can roll it without pain, I'll stop doing it for a couple of days, if not weeks, and maybe 4 or 5 weeks will go by and I won't deep tissue. But if I roll it and it hurts, I'll continue to roll it every other day or every 3 days until the pain's completely gone. If I have pain in my neck or shoulders, elbows, or fingers, I'll do this daily. I'll take the massage gun. I'll do the massage gun. I also have an inversion table. I flip upside down and stretch my hips and my lower back. And these are the things that I do when I start getting pain or issues. And over the years learning, certain things cause certain problems and certain movements and impingements and imbalances. But the best thing you could do is find a pain-free range of motion with light weight to take your arms or whatever part of your body's hurting you, and then do corrective stretching, and then start adding load to those movements when they're pain-free and build up the areas that are weak. So with the heavy bars, the massage gun, with this, and then with someone to help you with your backside with the bars and the massage gun, you shouldn't really need to go to a chiropractor, a massage therapist, or a physical therapist. You should be able to do about 80% of this work yourself if you have someone that can help you with the backside with the gun and that. And then whatever else, you still might need to go to the chiropractor or physical therapist depending on your injuries and how severe it is. I'm not talking about you snapped yourself up and you're like hospitalized. That you need professional. But I'm talking about your average gym goer that's like, man, my elbow hurts when I do this. Or man, my shoulder's clicking. This will fix about 80 to 90% of your problems. Occasionally I'll have to go to the chiropractor and have them adjust my back or my neck or my hips or whatever because I just can't get the relief myself. So they are helpful, but a chiropractor is a tool just like any of this is. So if you can do it yourself and save a lot of money, this is where you start. Like I said, I rehabbed my knee, I hyperextended this knee, tore my ACL. They told me I needed surgery. I wouldn't ever be able to walk or run without a limp whenever I was 14 years old. We were poor growing up. We didn't have insurance or money. I never had surgery. I was 14 years old. I had to learn how to rehabilitate my own knee. How did I do that? I took it through a range of motion that didn't hurt until I could fully bend, fully extend. And then I got a bicycle and started riding the bicycle at a pace that I could handle and a pain-free range of motion. And after doing that for months and months and months, I got back to skateboarding and BMXing and working out. And then in powerlifting, with never having surgery on my knee. So there's a lot of times that people say you need surgery, but you don't. You need time and pain-free range of motion that will actually help you correct your bodies. Now again, if you have a doctor or physician that says you need this, that, don't ignore what they're telling you. Listen to your doctor. But if you don't have the money or the funds to go to a doctor and have these done, this is the best place to start to try to correct your problems if you don't have the funds like I did whenever I was younger. So these are the cheapest things that you could possibly do. But if there's anything else I'm missing, I'll try to make another video on it. And if anyone has any questions, let me know and I can make a video on that as a follow-up, because I'm sure I missed some stuff and forgot to add things in this. But this is just a generalization of things that you can start doing right now to help get you back to a healthy body. So, but that's it for today, and thank you for watching.